Hey guys, welcome to Coding with DC. In this video we are going to see the ternary operator and what is the difference between the if-else statement and the ternary operator itself. Also, we are going to convert from if-else statements to ternary operators to see how they work. Okay, so let's go for it. The ternary operator is pretty similar to the if-else statement. In fact, you can do exactly the same with it. Depending on a condition, it decides what execution flow should be taken. Here we have an if-else statement from a previous video. Let's see how can we express exactly the same, but with a ternary operator. Here we have a Boolean variable, which is a no-if statement that has false as a value. And because the value is false, the block inside the else is being executed. And we can see that in our console. If it will be true, then this block will not be executed and this string will be printed. Now let's try with a ternary operator. We have to put the condition first. For example, no if statement equals to true. And then we have to put question mark, and our question mark means if. Then we have to put what sentence we have to execute if it is true. For example, here console.log. This code is going to be executed. And then a colon. And the colon means else. After the colon, we have to put whatever we want to do if this condition is not true. Or in other words, if it is false. So I'm going to put the space, console.log, control structures are great. Same, right? Semicolon at the end. And if we save it, here we have control structures are great from the if, line 6, which is here, and control structures are great, line 9, which is this one. Now, we don't need to specify equals true in this case, because we know that this variable is a Boolean variable, same as when we are using that in the if statement. So we can remove this part, save it, and it's exactly the same. Now, a good practice is putting the condition between parentheses in order to be more legible. And that's it. That's how ternary operators works, and that's how they should be written. Now, the advantage is that we can express the same thing in just one line. But this is true in this case because we are doing just one thing in each block. I mean, it is one line here and one line here. If we will have more than one instructions in a block, it will be better to use an if-else statement. Legibility is something really important in the programming world. We can also use the ternary operator with conditional chains. Let's say that we have if, and I'm going to expand it a little bit so we can see more. Here we are. Let's say that we have if, no if statement, and I'm going to open curly braces. And for example, let's say that we want to console something. Else, let's say that we want to ask again if, for example, if 3 is less than 4. And only if 3 is less than 4, we are going to print something else. And if 3 is not less than 4, we want to ask something else. We want to ask, for example, if type of these words is equals to string. Open another curly braces and, for example, alert a message. And here we are. So if this condition is true, this code is going to be executed. But if it's not, it will check this other condition. And if this condition is also false, this other condition is going to be evaluated, and so on and so on and so on. We can put any number of else if statements without a problem. If we save it and check here in the browser, we get print something else because no if statement is false and 3 is less than 4. But what happens if we put 5 here, 5 less than 4, and we save it? Now we have an alert message, which is this one, and print something else is not being printed. Okay? Now let's try to do the same with ternary operators. It will be in the following way. For this case, it will be something like no if statement or condition question mark console.log something, and I would like to put what it follows in the next line, but you can do it in the same line or the next. It's highly recommended to put it in the next line because of legibility. Now I'm going to put colon 5 less than 4, other condition here, question mark, the block that we want to execute. For example, console.log print something else. I'm going to press enter, and here another colon and another condition. For example, type of these words is equals to a string. I'm copying and pasting, and I'm going to put it between parentheses. Here we are. Question mark, alert a message. And at the end, we have to put a semicolon. All right, we're having a problem here. And that problem is that it expects to have a colon because we have a condition, then what happened in case of if, and then what happened in case of false, a condition, and what happened in case of if, and what happened in case of false, a condition, and what happened in case of if. But we don't have what happened in case of false. In other words, it's like here having else other thing. The difference is that when we are using else-if statement, the else is optional. But when we are using ternary operators, the else part or the colon part is a requirement. So I have to put here an enter, and I have to put colon, and for example, alert last else. And here we are with no errors. Now, I'm going to comment this code because we are trying to verify if the ternary operator works. I'm going to end my multi-line comment here, save it, and here we are. Alert a message. Right, alert a message from here. And how can we know that it's from here? Because this is commented code and cannot be executed. And because if we put OK, then we can change it with a console.log, save it, and here we have alert a message in the line 25, which is this one. Last thing to say here is that ternary operator is mostly used to assign values. For example, let some variable equals to false, and then we can put let result equals to, and here a ternary operator, like some variable or any condition, question mark, for example, 3 colon 10, right? So result is going to be 3 if some variable is true and 10 if some variable is false. We can console.log result, and here we have 10 because some variable is false. If we change it to true, then it will log 3 because it's what we are assigning here. All right, that's how ternary operator works in JavaScript. Let's see you in the next lecture.
Cool. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please, if you like it, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, any comment, any doubt, any suggestion that you can have, please leave it in the comments below. I will see you in the next one.